Alright guys, I am still sick and dying, but that does not mean we take a break from the daily content grind, meaning I gotta tell you guys about the new saber that's going to be coming out with Ashiyodomen, which should actually be tonight. Watanabe no Tsuna, or the K-pop saber, whatever you want to call him. This guy I actually think is pretty criminally underrated. I think he's actually really strong and a very solid single target buster saber if you don't have like an NP5 Bedivere, or if you don't got like a Sigurd or something. This guy is just like really good as well. He can do some pretty nice damage, his crits can be pretty cool, and his damage mod is a little bit useful. So we're going to go ahead and talk about him in today's video, but before we begin, if you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video and you subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content grind that no matter what, whether I'm sick, I gotta use a different mic like I'm doing right now on vacation, I'm still gonna get that content out for you guys. And likewise, I'm still gonna stream every weekday while I'm on vacation, starting at 5 p.m. CST or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and start diving right into Tsuna, starting off with his hits. And for a more modern servant, his hits are actually kind of tame. His quick card is okay with 4 hits on it and the 10.2% star gen. His arts cards are pretty serviceable for refund because they've got 3 hits on them with a decent 0.6% NP gain. So if you're getting crits on those, the refund will be okay. Nothing super insane, but he'll be able to get the job done and get back to his NP. And would you look at that, they even gave him the 5-hit extra attack, which, if you don't know, is a composite card that gen stars NP and does big boy damage. But in the case of Tsuna, it's just going to be like a really nice tool in his Brave Chains. Overall, nothing super insane here. Like, there's nothing insane to point out, like Ereshkigal's arts card being able to refund like 200% of her NP or something like that. It's just like a very solid kit. Nothing super insane, but not really bad either. Moving into some of his skills, his first skill is going to give him specific star weight to his buster cards for 3 turns, and then increase his general crit damage by 50% for 3 times for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. Now, I can see some people being worried about this because I just mentioned that he really does need to get those arts crits to really refund his NP. Don't worry, he does have something to help him out with that. This is more of one of those skills that you just go ahead and pop whenever you're ready to go hard in the paint and ready to do a lot of crit damage. The only problem that I have with it personally is that they restricted the crit damage to 3 times for 3 turns, and it's not like it's 100% crit damage, because if it was that high, I would understand it, but it's 50%. It's the same buff that Waver gives to people, and the same 50% crit damage buff that numerous other servants have, and they just get it for a free 3 turn. I really don't get why they restricted it. Maybe they thought Tsuna would have been a little too broken if he just had an additional like free 50% crit damage. But overall, it's just one of those skills that when you're like, okay, I'm ready to start doing some really big buster crit damage, you go ahead and pop this skill. His second skill is the reason I told you not to worry, because sure, it does give him the evasion, that's really good, he has a method of survivability, but more or less, you're going to kind of use this in the same vein that you use original Musashi, the Saber Musashi's double hit skill. You're going to use this as kind of like her battery. Because what this does is it's going to increase the specific star weight of his arts cards and then also give him 50% NP gain for that turn on a 6-turn cooldown. Basically meaning, not only are you going to try to guarantee that you crit on those arts cards, but you're going to massively gas up your own NP gain to try to just perfectly refill your battery, so you can then just fire another NP. I kind of like how this is kind of built around, because instead of just giving him like a 50% battery or something, they kind of just made his gameplay a little more interesting. You go for the first skill when you're ready to do a lot of damage, you use the second skill as kind of like a battery, and then the third skill is just general good stuff that you kind of want to have up all the time. It's a 40% buster buff for 3 turns, pierce evasion for 3 turns, and you reduce all enemies' critical attack chance for 20% for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. This is basically the skill that you always want to have up, or at least the first time you see your buster cards, you can just go ahead and pop this so all of your buster cards are doing more damage, your NP's doing more damage. And then you just balance the first and second skill between, okay, first skill is time to do damage, second skill is when I want to refund my NP and whenever I see one of my arts cards. It's kind of like a simple yet a little complex style of gameplay with this guy. because you do have to kind of manage both of his first and second skills with all of the cards when they do pop up, but I think that's kind of fun, personally. I would almost rather have that than just having, like, another single target servant that just has, like, the standard, like, battery, invincibility, you know, card buff, blah, 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 all that good stuff. I just kind of wish that the crit buff was just a free 50% for 3 turns. That's really my only complaint with the skills, because the NP is pretty phenomenal. This thing just absolutely goes ham-taro. God forbid you put this guy against any Oni type enemy, he is going to absolutely obliterate them, because he just gets free 200% special damage mod against Oni enemies, and then he also has an overcharge effect of 20 to 40% against demonic enemies as well. And the funny thing is that those usually overlap as well. So literally rip bozo if you're fighting an Oni. And if you're fighting any demonic enemies, which is also a pretty good swath of characters, he'll also do pretty good against them, because keep in mind that special damage mod is going to multiply into his buster buff that's also pretty sizable, and is going to give him a lot more damage than it looks like he's getting. Overall, Tsuna is a very strong servant. I don't think he's going to be any of those servants that, like, people are specifically going for, but it's more like it's really good that he's this strong, because a lot of people are going to be going for Domin, and they're probably going to pick this guy up along the way, possibly at higher NP copies, and that's where this guy really performs at his best. If you can manage to snag him at like NP2 or NP3, he'll pretty much be like your go-to guy for just slaying any Oni or demonic type enemy. In fact, there's an advanced quest we'll be getting that has this like absolutely massive Ibaraki doji that this guy is absolutely perfect for. He does put in some pretty good work in that challenge quest, or that advanced quest, whatever you want to call it. And so if you do actually get Tsuna, don't like just throw him in the waste bin. Don't be like, I'm never going to use this guy. Go ahead and level him up. He is very, very strong when you run up against any Oni type or demonic type enemy. But maybe I think a little too highly of him. Maybe I'm giving him a little bit too much praise. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm gassing up a little too much. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for that daily FGO content. Again, your boy's going to be on vacation until like the 29th, so we got like 9 more days of at least weird mic quality. I'm going to try my best to try to make it as serviceable as possible. Although, being sick, who knows how long this is going to last. I've been sick for like 5 days, dude. I think Lisengo has just like cast a spell on me or something, because they know I've been talking a bunch of crap about their company. And so they're like, we got to take care of this dude. He's causing too many troubles. But you know what? I'm going to keep going. They can't send some little sickness spell and take me out. Nah, man, if they mess up, I'm going to call them out on it. If they're being greedy, I'm calling them out on it. So you know what? I welcome the challenge. Or maybe I just have like a cold, or I have the flu and I just don't know about it. You know, who knows? That could also be equally viable. You know, it could be that. But I don't know. I think super mysterious spell is way more interesting. But yeah, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace. Late, guys.